I continue with this video, I wanted to mention that you should not go out on your way to harass anyone mentioned in this video, especially Evander, as I'm only making this video for the sake of awareness. Anyways, for those out of the loop on who Evander 6 is, he's basically this mediocre algotuber who I've been friends with for over a year, but has now dug his own grave as a result of his negligence towards Nzcade to his multiple attempts at evading accountability. Let's just cut the bullshit and get over it. July 2025, a Discord group chat known as the Quad Squad was created. It consisted of me, Jack Panther, Nzcade, and Evander, the latter of which created this GC. It was a pretty fun group chat for the most part, and there were many ups and downs. But recently, in September 2025, things have changed. It all started when Nzcade was venting about his feelings and Evander pretty much invalidated them, completely disregarding Nzcade's mental state. Sometimes Evander would even threaten Nzcade to stay silent, and he also claimed that Nzcade broke his promise as a result of his vents, which basically implies that the quote-unquote promise is for Nzcade to refrain from expressing his feelings, which is honestly just fucked up. The way Evander interpreted Nzcade's vents was not okay, but things get worse from here on out as we move to the next part. While I have mentioned that Evander is a pretty bad friend who almost completely disregards Nzcade's vents, have I ever told you that he's a suicide baiter too? When I told Evander to apologize for how he treated Nzcade, he tried playing the victim and stated that he's gonna commit suicide. This is, however, proven to be suicide bait. How do I know this? Well, this isn't an isolated incident, as Evander has a history of suicide baiting at times, dating up to several months ago. Yeah, it seems pretty hypocritical for Evander to criticize Nzcade for his suicidal thoughts when Evander himself is using suicide bait whenever he gets quote-unquote abandoned by his friends. You cannot make this shit up, bro. Also, I noticed that he uses these tactics whenever people confront him about his behavior and threaten to expose him. So basically he's acting like a manipulating scumbag. How cool. As if invalidating his friends' feelings, threatening them to stay silent, and suicide baiting wasn't enough, Evander threatened to delete his own server as a result of us threatening to expose him, and nobody liked that. Despite the desperate pleas from everyone to at least transfer ownership to someone else instead of straight up permanently deleting the server, Evander refused to trust anyone or even consider listening. That's because he thought they'd publicly expose him if they had the chance. So he's genuinely more worried about being exposed for his actions rather than the people in the server. That's just borderline narcissism. Thankfully, after a lot of back and forth and the server almost facing near extinction, Evander finally decided to give in and transfer his ownership to Nzcade. Evander then abandoned the server and has also claimed to quit YouTube, although to me it just seems like Evander's chickening out. Geez, you must be way better at evading accountability for your actions than I am at evading taxes. Might as well call you Evader 6 then, because you keep evading any sort of responsibility and refusing to grow up. You're 18. You should know better. So anyways, to conclude this expose, I'd say Evander's just a man-child who's terrible at taking accountability. Once again, this video isn't made to harass him, but to spread awareness about the things he has done. I also like to thank Billy and Nzcade for providing me screenshots of everything, just so I could expose him. And Evander, if you're watching this, stop being a chicken. That's all I'm gonna say. Goodbye.